Hello travelers from around the globe and welcome back to my travelcast. Today I have a Jaehyeon, Korean who immigrated to Canada 8 years ago, currently working on his startup and now having a lovely trip around Europe. Jay, welcome to Poland, welcome to my podcast. How are you doing, man?
Good.
Good? You already, several days here, yeah?
Yes, it's been my third day.
Yeah?
I'm loving it.
How do you like it? Yeah?
Yeah, it's a very cool city. I didn't know before I come here, but I have a buddy from Swiss and his wife is Polish. Mm-hmm. So they recommend this place before I go to Prague. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I underestimate this Polish like a little city.
Right.
But yeah, I've been having a good time.
Thank you. Cool, man. Me too. And so it's your first time in Poland,
yes.
right? Fully first city, Wroclaw, right?
Yes.
You're liking it a lot. And let me go maybe in this way. Let's maybe dig about this short Wroclaw trip. Mm-hmm. How do you like? Yeah, you said you love it, obviously, but from your perspective, again, you also mentioned something that you underestimate the Poland. I understand you. A lot of people don't know much. And when they come, when you don't know, you don't have expectation, then you have something, some more surprises, something more good happen, right?
Yeah.
And so how was your, maybe in details, your feelings, maybe your first days, maybe if your opinion was changing and I don't know, what did you see in general? What kind of gave you this surprise that you say you didn't expect and oh wow, it's kind of. Can you talk around your Wroclaw?
Yeah. So when I hear or when I say Eastern Europe, for me it's I can picture kind of very slow life and not much technology and very friendly people, just working like a little shop or restaurants and trying to get by. But I was surprised how clean the city is, also how developed the city is, and the way they design the layout of the city, people, lifestyle is very safe. And I think people are happier than what I expected. Because when I think about Polish people, Russian people, they don't smile a lot.
Yeah, Slavic.
But here I think it's more laid back. Yeah. In a sense.
Right.
So in that way, I really appreciate Poland. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, I didn't know past 20 years how Poland has been developed, which I didn't know, but now I can see why a lot of British people or France they come to Poland to live for cheaper lifestyle, but it has a similar quality.
And similar quality, good catch. I agree with you in this sense. Nowadays, really more and more people come here to Poland.
Really?
Yeah. Like from Italy, from Spain. French people come, British maybe. No, of course it's not mass migration, but come and they see that he's good country, safe, lovely, beautiful. Yeah. Problems with weather, but it's more climate question, rather than even though not cold much yet before and maybe cloudy, still cloudy. Anyway, good that you like it, and I know that you had some experiences and some early advices from friend and you kind of follow advices. Tell your experience with Polish food maybe.
Coming from Canada, I love it. It's
Polish. You mentioned go on.
Yeah, we don't have a real food. So I really appreciate how fresh, although from your perspective it might not be the freshest.
It's interesting. What you have,
But as I mentioned before, it's very a mom's food. It's very comforting. It doesn't upset your stomach. There's no spice. It's just a potato or cheese. But it's not a heavy cheese. So
it's this cottage cheese, this creamy cottage. For example,
also soup. I think also a lot of salad and gherkins, pickles. So I think it's a good balance.
Did you say ogórki? Did you say Polish word already?
Gherkin.
Gherkin. I thought you said, because in Polish pickles is ogórki. So
okay.
like I was like, man, you already know this word? Like I didn't teach you.
I wish I knew.
Right.
Yeah.
So cool. Also really nice that you, and for me it's really interesting approach. Again, like we spent with you like 3 days, 3 days, I think 3 evenings days. Anyway, and like it's, for me it was really all the time, and we already discussed with you, was interesting how you say like, for you it's like and fresh and like this, like that. You give a lot of good words. For me it is, but I'm just like, I think this can be fresh, or like kind of quality also. Like in supermarkets, it's not like really the best quality of the product, but you from other country, from different approach, like also interesting to see, it's not that bad. Also, again, all in comparison, kind of.
Yeah.
So,
but obviously it's not like, Italian apple or,
be careful,
all those
the
like
Polish apple,
freshness.
they're proud of it. really. It's like they grow a lot for all Europe,
Maybe not.
But I know what it is. I know. Let's say tomato.
Yeah. So maybe it's not as representable as, Italian grocery, but still, I think healthy enough. And a lot of love in the food, and I really like this, like a simplicity. Yeah,
I really agree. Like you mentioned second time the simplicity, and I agree. Like in general, I think Slavic cuisine quite simple, and I think it has the reason for this simplicity that, like, again, wars, right? Like bad times, poor times, people was living like not good in centuries.
Yeah.
And it's kind of barbarian food, kinda, like it's simple food, potato, bread, I don't know, soup. What is soup? Like it's some potatoes, some veggies boiled with meat, like, and there's a lot of diversity. Salad, what is salads? Pam, chop, the vegetables. I mean, it's food from the field, literally, you know, that's why it's kind of simple. It's without...
survival food.
Yeah, high cuisine. But I think in a lot of cultures it's like this, cuisine, food from simple people going like becoming nation. Like I think pizza the same way as we talk about Italy. So it's quite simple food. Like So, but the simplicity, home simplicity. I agree with you. Like really good that you really. It's like for me it's so warm to hear from you, and like so. Unexpected maybe, because it's something like, I don't know, you mentioned some nice details and I'm like, oh wow, it's cute,
Because Korean or Indian or Chinese food, we use a lot of spice. And also North African, they use a lot of spice too, right? So it's the opposite of this, like all the spiciness, and it can be heavy. So when I try like Polish food, I can literally taste the ingredients, if there's a vegetable, I can taste as a vegetable. Whereas, Indian food or Korean food, we just mix everything together. So we don't appreciate this ingredients, but as a whole.
Kind of details, like the separative details. Yeah, makes sense. All right. And what about your trip? Like, what this European trip, what are you doing? Like, what is your, destination? How you going? Like, why you going? Like, what you're doing in your trip?
Yeah, so I have a good friend of mine from Prague. So he's turning 30 this year. So I wanted to celebrate with him. So that's why I came here. For this month. But before I come to Prague, I still want to spend time by myself for a few days, just to kind of like unpack my stuff and take a good rest before I meet him.
Yeah.
And because we're gonna have a big day, birthday party, and then travel for 2 weeks. So I'm gonna go to Prague from here, and then spend 3 or 4 days at Prague, in Prague, and then we're gonna road trip down to Austria, Slovenia, and Venice, and Switzerland, Germany, and back to Prague.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
You will have some nice trip. Yes. How many days?
It'll be a month trip for me, but we're gonna travel for 2 weeks together.
2 weeks.
But then we come back to Prague, and then we're gonna spend another week there.
All right.
So yeah, pretty much spending time with him.
All right. And how you gonna travel? Like some buses,
so
car?
My buddy can rent his parents' car.
All right. Cool. Lovely. Yeah, by car will be really comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, so you know somebody, like, so you travel also before or something? Like how did you meet with this buddy, and like that you come into another country to visit, so it's motivated to travel, to do some Euro trip together. It's good connection apparently.
Yeah, we used to live in New Zealand.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were very good friends.
All right.
And since then, we try to meet like once a year. So 2 years ago, we went to Costa Rica together.
Oh, really?
And before he came to Vancouver, where I used to live.
Oh, really?
So we spent like 6 months together.
Super cool. Ah, man, this is cool stuff. Yeah, nice friendship. Yeah. Nice. I have some friends, they also kind of like making me motivated to, travel to them, but again, like it's not just a visit, it's also a travel together, or like let's go do something together, and and the person looked on their place from different perspective, because when you have guests and showing somebody something, it's like, you even discover from new perspective your city or your village or whatever. Interesting, man. And you know what I wanted to ask? I wanted to ask you, because you mentioned that you also will spend some time with family, will be some traditional stuff, like what it will be in general, like, do you remember that?
You mean the...
Yeah, in Czech.
Oh, I don't know. It'll be my first time.
All right.
But I'm super interested to like know his family. He talked about his family a lot, and I feel like I already know them.
All right.
But I never met them. So I come here and spend time with them. I think I could be able to like understand him better after this experience. So in the sense, I'm very excited. Yeah.
This would be really cool, man. For you, will be really cool. Interesting and deep go to this Slavic culture, Czech culture, exactly. Yeah, would be, even for me, would be interesting to hear your story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I should record that after your trip,
Exactly.
All right. And tell me in general, like maybe some your previous trips. What did you have? How did you travel before? Like, what is your way of travel? Again, I think it's also worth to mention that like you a guest on Couchsurfing, right? So we're having so you're using Couchsurfing as an app. So this is what I know about you, but I don't really know more, like what you're doing, how you're doing. Nature, museums, I don't know, whatever, just tell me. Tell me about you, how you travel.
So I started my for a journey to Australia from South Korea by myself. And I went to Tasmania, which is like southern island in Australia. And so there I was working. I made a cheese.
You made a cheese?
Yeah, it's like a French cheese, like brie or a camembert.
All right.
Yeah. It was really fun. And so I saved the money, and then I bought a bicycle, and then I flew to Italy. And then from there, I biked from Italy and France, Spain.
Really, man?
Yeah.
Madness.
And UK.
Shit.
And Germany.
Really?
Yeah. And then I also stopped by Iceland.
Oh, man.
For 2 weeks.
Oh, so good to have this reaction. I didn't hear
this.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Just by bicycle, by yourself?
Yeah.
Man, tell me.
And then I flew to US with my bike. And then from New York, I cycled down to Key West, which is the end of the Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, so the East Coast. And then I flew to San Francisco, and I did the West Coast from Oregon to Mexico.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit, that's sick.
Yeah.
Why? How this idea came to you? Or you was into bicycles for all your life? I don't know.
No, it's just that I try to find a way to travel cheap, but also spend, significant amount of time in certain place where I like, instead of like me hurrying like catch up flights.
Okay.
So I figured, this is a kind of good way to travel. I also love biking. Also, I want to spend time in nature, so sometimes I can go camp. So yeah, that's how I started my bike journey.
Man, nice. How was your camping history? Yeah, right.
Yeah, I camp a lot. I usually camp a lot. So
so you don't have problem like wild camping, normal like whenever you find a place, like you're okay to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But usually in North America you have to go to campsite.
Yeah.
But in Europe it's
more chill. Yeah.
More chill. Yeah.
I mean, even if it's illegal here, like for example in Poland, if it's even illegal, and you can camp, like if you don't do shit, I mean some trash, like fire or something what can be dangerous for surrounding or forest. Also, here might be probably a lot of private forests. So if you go like to some forest, it might be private. Again, you kind of cannot be on the territory.
Yeah.
But again, it's if you do everything like cheerful, like nobody knows, like normal way, will be no problem. But if you will, like also in the visible place or something, So here it's about Poland. Like the different countries, different rules. Like in Norway, you can even camp in the park, because it's public territory and everybody allowed to use it. You cannot live there, but if one tonight you decide, hey, I want to sleep in my park, feel free, Yeah, at least I heard it. I never tested it yet.
Okay.
So, but I heard it. Man, bicycle trip, that's sick. My previous guest was also, we was talking about bicycle trip. Okay. He was having his first journey. He's super like it a lot, a lot of stories. Yeah. Do you have any fun stories from your bicycle trip? Anything, You can go for different. Some pleasurable, some not pleasurable, some dangerous, some excited, some, I don't know. You choose any category, even several.
Yeah.
If you have some, you remember, it's interesting, man, because really, bicycle, I think it's really a journey, It's one thing, it's very pragmatic, as you said, you can visit more places. I mean, it's slow way, more time in country, you see more things, but also it's very, physically and mentally, I think, a journey.
Yeah.
Because, again, firstly, you need to know where to sleep, how to sleep safely, right? One thing, where to drive safely, right? And so on.
Yeah.
So that's why for me, I never tried. For me, it's mind blowing. I know the steps, I know that will be not big problem, but still it's for me, maybe more oh shit, physically, a lot of work. But, and maybe if good bicycle, I maybe would go on some and so feel free to share with us, whatever.
Yeah. For me, the best part was when I was biking, I always had a host most of the time. So there's a website called the Warm Shower.
I know this, Couchsurfing for bicycles.
Exactly.
Yeah, nice.
But because of that, there's more trust in the community.
Yeah, it's a community, literally. Yeah, kind of cycling.
Yeah. So it's very easy to get hosted, but also they are mostly retirees who want to help younger generations.
Okay.
So, meaning I have a better bed and all the amenities come with it.
Yeah.
But also it's super interesting to talk with the older people. But when I was in US, I met really interesting people who work for SpaceX, and that time it was a co-founder stage, and people who work for White House, for the President Lyndon Johnson, or Silicon Valley people. It was really interesting. There's another word.
Yeah, well,
I mean, that's what US is known for, but still, when you really experience this, the world is changing by these people who I'm meeting right now. That was very inspiring. And I met really just like diverse people, hearing like story from them. That was interesting. And yeah, I mean, it's physically hard, but also it's a good challenge. Because sometimes when you travel, you kind of feel lonely by yourself, and you kind of don't know what to do. You know, it's beautiful, but you also want to share with the people, right? But when you bike, like you don't think that way because you're already occupied. You're just busy to thinking about how you're gonna survive. So in that sense, I think it was a meditative in a way.
All right.
So I like that part. Yeah. Also, you know, you achieve something, so it's more fulfilling. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you document it somehow in some, like, I don't know, camera way, or like journal, or like blogging? I don't know.
Yeah. So I didn't do any of that that time. I think most of my friends told me like, you have to do this.
Always they say it.
Yeah. But that time I wasn't in the mindset. I
feel you.
Yeah, I just wanted to just experience like fully without, you know, distraction. Yeah, but maybe writing can be a good thing, but vlogging and all that, it takes a lot of energy. Also, it takes out, you know, certain elements, you know, you can feel spontaneously when you travel. So,
if you do like vlogging YouTube, yes, I agree. Totally agree.
It's a work.
I think I was thinking, everybody was saying, man, you travel, why you don't do these videos, vlog? Because back then, like 8 years ago, I think it was this booming of this vlogging, exactly like travel vlogging. And I was thinking about, like, I was like, how to do, then, like, you know, these thoughts. And then another one, what conclusion I came to, that it's work. It's literally work. It's not a travel. It's like really a job, proper job. You need to know what you do, how to put this content, how to pack it, how to represent. It's a lot of work. It's really a lot of work. Those guys working hardest, I believe. Yeah. And especially if you want a good picture and everything. Yeah. Well, and how old you've been back then when you did all this bicycle journeys?
When I was 23.
All right.
Yeah.
So 10 years.
Yeah.
So it was even before your immigration to Canada, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, way before.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, interesting. And besides the bicycle trip, did you have any, like, you know, spices?
Yeah. So after San Francisco, I flew to Colombia.
Oh, okay.
And then I did a 3 months trip in Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru.
Nice.
And that was also like incredible time. Yeah. Just a new culture, people just so friendly. They know how to be happy. Just fun people. And you know, those people actually share more than, you know, North American people.
Okay.
Even though they don't, you know, have much.
You mean share like
everything, food, you know, like joy and everything. So it was really shocking in a good way. So I learned a lot. Battery.
It's okay.
Yeah. And after I went back to Australia another 6 months to make more money, because it's easy money there compared to like other countries. And then I flew to Vancouver. And you know, I wanted to travel, but I love the city so much. So okay, I gotta find a way to settle down here. And then I went to a college in Vancouver, and I spent 3.5 years there. And I met my ex-partner in Vancouver, but she's from Quebec, so you know, she wanted to move back to Montreal, so we both moved to Montreal. And I spent another 3.5 years there, and now I'm in Toronto. Yeah.
Nice. Well, like, you know, where I wanna go, like, also to those applications, you know, like as a travelers, and they're important. They give a lot. They gave me a lot, like Couchsurfing, for instance.
Yeah.
And you also mentioned warm showers. Is it correct?
Yeah.
So, did you have any like like strange experience, like weird, maybe not so pleasant in general in your times?
Yeah, when I was doing warm shower once, I think it was West Coast, California. I had a host, and I didn't feel very comfortable because he was a gay.
All right.
But not the fact that he was gay, but the way he behaved was a little bit
pushy,
too intimate, and like closeness. And I didn't feel comfortable, so actually,
massage?
No. Well, I mean, he didn't touch me, but it's just distancing. I don't know.
And like how did you handle it? Like, because I have similar story.
Yeah. So I actually told him directly, and then he was totally cool about it. Yeah. Okay. So it was fine, but it's just that I wish. Well, that's not true. I was gonna say I wish I knew he was gay, but that's not the problem. The problem is that the way
like the
behaved,
approach, behavior.
Yeah. So I think in this sense, I think it's very unfortunate. Because you can be a victim. Yeah.
Even as a man, I agree. Like I had on my Couchsurfing, once I had. I don't know, did I mention already to somebody or not? So the story was also gay, like nudist, everything. I'm like fine, I don't have problem with this. It was written in profile, don't have problem. But again, approach, he was like so pushy to all of us. Like it was like me and to my friends and another couchsurfer. So in total, 4 of us. Oh, massage, everything. He was like feet massage, kind of like this is really. In fact, this is kind of harassment or how you call it, like abuse. No, I don't know. So but also my conclusion was like, when you give proper boundaries, when you put them, totally fine. They're really okay,
Yeah.
But if you kind of give in a softness and you kind of not here. Maybe they think also that maybe he's okay, interesting, just shy or something, So not trying to protect abuser kind of, but I think again, if you put boundaries, I think it's work. Then after that story, I had like I was hosted in US, for instance, also like same story, like gay, nudist, and massage. Like it's like in Couchsurfing, it's a package for some reason, And he was like, Igor, like, do you want a massage? Like, I was in the living room, he's in the room. I said, no. If I want, I will tell you, really. Like, I fine. Like, if I want, I will, And that's it. He was trying several times, like, in the evenings or something.
Wow.
I mean, not trying physically, but, like, approaching with words. I said, no, man, I'm fine, Yeah, so, put stuff, And, but even though, life story, like...
such an American story.
And this is, but mostly it's good, right? Like Couchsurfing. Do you have any like life changer for you for using these applications and what people gave you? Like if you can compare yourself back then, before all of those trips and like after all, and do you have some feelings like this?
Of course, I mean, I cannot be more thankful for this community. What I learned from people and how I interact with the people. I met my ex-girlfriend because she was my guest, one of the guests, and
I feel you.
And I met so many amazing people. Whenever I host people, they teach me at least like few things, right? And people are generally really, cool, and it's just very interesting people. They are open-minded. They try to be open-minded. Also, they try to, understand the world better by interacting with, diverse people.
Correct.
So, I appreciate, I mean, of course, it changed my life. Yeah. In a way that is not quantifiable, but it is there. Significant. Yeah.
And it's pleasurable, right? It's like really looking back and seeing what you go through with these people and those connections. Really cool. Right? Like even to different culture, different age, different everything, can be income, whatever.
Yeah.
But somehow it's chemistry is making the job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. James, you know what I want to ask you? If I can, like it's up to you. More like your question, more like a question about where you came from. So from Korea, because well, for me, I think I met several Korean travelers, but like conversation like this, like going, especially now in podcast, travel podcast, I didn't have maybe chance to go to have to ask this kind of question. So what I want to ask, just like cultural thing, because for you, how it is as a Korean, the traveling itself, you know, like let me ask from several perspectives. One is passport. I know you have strong passport, like it's easy, maybe visa, yeah. And in general, what is more and interesting for me is your cultural, let's say, not battle, how to say it, your cultural background, and when you go to the new places, you know, let's say. Yeah. The way how you get used to act in Korea, right? And then you go to some country, some random, again, like some Colombia, I believe it's totally upside down from Korea, right? Even like from approach, like from all the world, obviously the same. Now you're here in Poland, you lived in Canada, like all your amazing trips, what you had. So like, maybe it's, I don't know how it's for you, maybe it's just first years you could really feel your cultural shock and something. So that's where I wanna dig. If you, kind of how you travel from your Korean approach on those times. How was your, you know, maybe some Koreans will listen us and will inspired. You know?
Yeah. So Korea is very homogeneous society where it's like only Korean live there.
Okay.
So right now, no, but 5 or 10 years ago, it wasn't like this. So. I never spoke with, foreigners before in my life.
How did you know English in school? No.
Well, we learn English, but because we never practice. Okay. So it's not in a level like Scandinavian countries where people generally speak English. Also, letters are different. So yeah, I mean, for me. That was shocking first, talking with white people, black people, Latin people, whatever the color is. And the English, the language and the culture of the language was very different from Korean. The way they express and idioms like allocations that, you have to know the culture. Because Korea is a very high context society, so there are a lot of social cues that you can learn for a long period of time when you live there, but it's not easy to pick up in a day or two. You gotta spend enough time with the people. But in Canada, where I live right now, is very liberal, so there's no culture. It's a very young country, so there's more freedom. So this kind of like culture thing is it's quite foreign to me. Not anymore, but it was. Yeah.
How did you go through this cultural shock? Like it was good one. What, let's say, boost you and open? What I assume it is, but again, let's see from your perspective. Or it was. Or you felt some difficulties, like, I don't know, like the way how you used to, treat people or behave or act in your daily life in Korea, and then you travel totally different, upside down. So how it's impacted you personally, this shock?
Well, I had to, adapt. So constantly adapting, constantly learning. Also, like, you don't know, like, what you don't know. So when I speak only in a certain amount of English, then I only can produce those English. But now I can produce better English. So now I can look back and then say, wow, like, I was really, like a kid.
It was,
your perspective changed. But yeah, it's not, I'm really putting like intention. It's more like it's a survival skill. So I'm just constantly, I don't thinking about like difficulty. I just have to be like sponge. Just soak every information about how they communicate.
All right.
Yeah. English vocabularies and expressions and stuff. Yeah.
So like it's actually a very interesting approach what you said, because you say survival mode, because you start to behave literally by instincts, like, okay, language, okay, what is what?
Yeah.
It was with you like this. Interesting, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, man, good job for you, And then you like got the bicycle and said, okay, I will go by myself. Well, wow, interesting. Okay, yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, what I wanna say like about this, I think for me was also the same. More like for me, maybe first approach was not approach, like shock and reaction to this shock was more like how the, let's say, system, like how other country works, how everything is moving. I don't know, public transport, like, I don't know, supermarkets, like those basic things, And for some reason I started to observe those things. And even nowadays, sometimes travel and okay, how this works, how this,
Yeah.
And then, but language is another story. It's hilarious. Yeah, language is, when you don't know language, you use everything, like all your letters, fingers, expressions, sign language, I don't know, baby sounds, everything. It was interesting phase, yeah. Well, nice. Cool, man. Is there something you would like to tell or open up, like, especially from you? Or you kind of good? Or you want to say something to people in general, as you wish, as you, I don't know, anything?
Yeah. I really encourage travel to younger generation. And for me, it was like a very eye-opening experience. I grew up on traveling, literally. So, I also hope other people can benefit from the experience. The younger the better, I think. Before you really get to know yourself, you also need a time to evolve and, accept, who you are, and observe like any information possibly you can. And you can be knowledgeable, you can teach other people. So, I want to say I really encourage travel to any people.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Good word. Very good words. And I totally resonate with this, trying to encourage my brother and so on. Can I just drop last question came to my mind? Because you also said like in younger age and so on. Can you say somehow, how do you feel now and compare back then how you travel in general? The way how is it changed personally for you?
You mean me?
Mm-hmm.
I think so, of course. Of course, yeah.
And like how it became, like if, I don't know, like definitely in young age you was like more, not brave, but how to say, more crazy. Take a bicycle to travel, all around the world. But, I think you, because I feel, man, I really feel there's some differences. That back then I was, okay, I don't care, I can sleep here, like, or do this, do that, much more exhausted things. Nowadays, trying to make it a little bit more comfortable. I can do crazy stuff, but not all the days, all the day long, Sometimes I want a calmness, peace, for example. Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, of course, I'm looking for more comfort. As I get older.
Do you think it's like really age, we are getting older, or what?
Also, the experience is not novel anymore.
Okay, good point. Very good point.
So, I think we look for like comfort. And you don't have this desire to learn when you get old.
So do you
compared to when you're younger.
Right.
You already build your own view.
Right.
And you can only add so much.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're young, you are just a sponge, right?
Totally.
So I really miss this feeling because I can see myself already. I have so much opinions, my objections and, values and whatever. But I really want to go back sometimes and then just
repeat.
Not repeat, but I want to experience this feeling of unknown.
Right.
Of just nothingness.
Yeah. Do you think it's possible? Like somehow
Probably.
To get it back? Nice. Okay. Yeah. Really cool. I get you. Like I feel you. Yeah. So you think we will end up one day in the beach in the hotel?
Yeah.
With all inclusive
cruise.
Cruise. Oh. Cool, man. Thank you. Really. Thank you for the chat. Thank you for your good time. Our last evening in the Wroclaw. I wish you a really good trip, and I really excited for your cultural exchange what you will have in Czech Republic. Just travel, but this is really gem. This is something not everybody can experience, so it's really unique in my opinion. So really enjoy, travel more. As you said. Yeah, thank you, man.
Thank you so much.